You know, folks, a lot of people like to make videos and they like to sound like they know it all. And I don't know it all. I'll be the first one to admit, all right? I am not here to teach nobody nothing. I'll speak my mind sometimes and y'all can make up your own dang minds. I'm here just to be funny. This is my retirement plan. My retirement plan is to make as many people laugh as I possibly can before I drop dead. That's it. That's all. Pretty simple, right? But I want to talk to the seniors out there because there's this thing that I checked out last night. Now, I'm not trying to be no bleeding heart liberal or anything. I'm not picking or blaming or being political at all. Talking senior to senior here, all right? So, y'all get out the room. Everybody else. All right. Now, seniors. I don't take a lot of meds right now, okay? But at some point in time, I know I am going to be taking a lot of meds. I'm 65, okay? All right, or is that 65? Which way is, I can't tell which way is straight. Okay, anyway. But I looked at the Trump RX, okay? Just for S&Gs, I looked at the Trump RX, and first thing I needed to understand was what the heck was he talking about with this, like, you know, we're going to have, like, you know, 300, 400, 500% savings, because that's like no such thing. But I came to understand that if you take a drug, for example, that costs, let's see, $100 for everybody else in the world, well, they've been charging us $1,000, which is at 10 times the amount, which is 1,000% increase over what everybody else pays. So if he can take that increase and reduce it, say, by half, right? Well, then he's taking that 10 times they're overcharging us, 1,000%. He's turned that into 5 times they're overcharging us, 500%. And therefore, it's actually only 50%, but it looks like 500 because, you know, if we started at 10 times and thus 1,000% and we're at 5 times, thus 500%, it looks like we had a reduction of 500%. So when he's talking about that, he's not crazy. He's just kind of reading the table wrong because it sounds better to say that we're saving 500% than to say that we're only saving 50%. Now, to go to the reality of the numbers, I'm a bit of a mathematician. It's like one of the things I did, you know, back in the day when I like did stuff. Okay, so let's go to real numbers. So I went to the page and I checked out the first drugs they had available. I knew nothing about it, and it doesn't really matter, okay? I looked at the first drug that they had available. I looked at the original price, which was $1,300. $1,300, no little extra letters after it. So I wasn't sure if that was $1,300 for a year supply or a month supply, but it was $1,300. We, through Trump RX, get to pay $149, which will eventually go up to $199. That is a 93%, or in Trump's brain, 930% discount, all right? So that was the first thing I came to understand. And but also the thing was that confused me a little bit is that when we do pay $149, which will eventually go to $199, it's $149 per month. So that $1,300 above, I wasn't sure if, like, is that going to be a monthly supply or a yearly supply? Because if it's a yearly supply, then $149 a month is no real savings at all. So then I decided to go to the website of that particular chemical, right? And said, you know, to the website, well, I don't have insurance or anything. If I have to pay out of pocket for this drug, what's it gonna cost me? And guess what they told me? That they can sell me their drug for as little as $149 per month. Yeah. In other words, at least on first glance, I did not do a deep dive. I don't have to do a deep dive. I'm trying to tell you to go do a deep dive, all right, into this Trump RX before you just jump on this train and think you're saving a whole lot of money. Because of my very first look, okay, it was like, well, you're not saving me any money at all. Seems like I can go to the company and get that same deal. So, not being political here,